As he who issued summons, I convene this, the fourth Brethren Court.
Made up of the great pirate lords, the Brethren Court is what you might call the governing body of pirates.
This is madness.
This is politics.
The pirate lords' titles are based on the seas on which they hailed. These rogues and scoundrels were the best of the best, or the worst of the worst, depending on who you might ask. The pirate lords, hailing from around the world, have all been smart, lucky, and ruthless enough to survive and thrive. Entry to this club requires possession of one of the 9 pieces of 8.
What's the significance of that, I wonder?
Each captain holds this item close at all times, since it provides entry to this mighty exclusive group. Hector Barbossa. Lord of the Caspian Sea, was first mate on the Black Pearl when Jack Sparrow was captain. Information's his treasure, a benevolent schemer and horse trader. He tends to honor the pirate code only when it suits him.
The code is more what you'd call guidelines than actual rules.
No, he's not one to be trusted. He was the one led the mutiny against Jack and eventually became a pirate lord himself.
Yes, we know that one. Anything else?
Barbossa's lord of the largest enclosed body of water on Earth, sometimes called the world's largest lake. Known as the Caspian Sea, it borders Russia and Iran, among others. The northern portion freezes in the winter, but during the summer, it's hot as blazes. It's also a rich source of caviar, a favorite delicacy of Barbossa. Hector's piece of 8.
I kept it safe, just like you said when you gave it to me.
It's kept in a safe place by his crewman, Ragetti. It's the sailor's wooden eye. Captain Jack Sparrow, Lord of the Caribbean. Aye, crazy like a fox he is.
You're mad.
Thank goodness for that, because if I wasn't, this would probably never work.
Of all the pirate lords, he's the quickest to seize the moment and make it his own. Whether by cause or accident is a matter of debate.
That's got to be the best pirate I've ever seen.
But the results are the same and always different. Confused? That's just the way old Jack likes it. 'Tis common knowledge he's got the mark of the sparrow on his wrist. The symbol testifies that he sailed in all the oceans of the world, many times over. But he's got another mark, an ancient poem. The Desiderata, it's called. It's tattooed on his arms, chest and back. His piece of 8. He acquired the Moroccan beads from a French lady of questionable reputation. And the coin, an ancient coin from Siam, one of the first 2 bits he ever pirated. The second bit, well, he bought his hat with that one. From Marseille, the trading capital of France, the good Capitaine Cheval, Lord of the Mediterranean Sea, spent years picking off the weak and wealthy trade ships of Europe. Cheval spent a good bit of his time between the Old World and the French Caribbean colonies. Having crossed paths with Villanueva of Spain, he also plundered the bountiful Spanish treasure fleets returning from Mexico and points due south. His piece of 8 is the Queen of Spades. The Queen of Spades trumps all others.
Mistress Cheng!
'Tis true, piracy along the China coast has a long and profitable tradition. Shanghai was the maritime capital, and Mistress Ching, Lord of the Pacific, made a comfortable living there. She had hundreds of vessels at her disposal and ruled with bloody terror all the way up and down the coast of China.
And we can pray that she will be merciful. I rather doubt it.
Incredible to say, but she was completely without a sense of sight.
Missing too, by the sound of it.
Her men were notoriously nasty to their victims. They would behead them just as soon as look at them. Powerful to the end, she was one of the few pirate captains to retire proper. She set herself up in Canton, a wealthy lady. Her piece of eight? A pair of spectacles. Villanueva of Spain, Lord of the Adriatic Sea, was a privateer who crossed swords with the Barbary corsairs and purloined trade from European ships from the Canary Islands. His partnering with the Spanish government allowed him a fine retirement of nobility among the European aristocracy. It's clear he crossed paths and swords with Capitan Cheval.
Threaten me? I silence you!
As they shared an animosity as heated as the one between their countries, Spain and France. His piece of eight is the neck of a broken bottle, which helped him win a legendary and life-threatening bar fight. There truly is more to pirate lord and king Elizabeth Swan than meets the eye. And as the Chinese pirate Cao Feng said, the eye does not go wanton. She was born a governor's daughter, but she always has been a pirate at heart. When Cao Feng passed on, he handed her his piece of eight. It was then she rose to the rank of ship's captain.
Who among you do you name as captain?
Doing the title proud, she attended the meeting of the pirate lords and, as you know, was elected king. There be three qualities to becoming the pirate king. You must be captain of a ship, you must swear by the code, and you must have killed a man. Of course, as the newest addition to the Brethren Court, many of her legends have yet to be written and to be told. Miss Swan's piece of eight is the Jade Captain's Knot. Amand the Corsair, Lord of the Black Sea, was one of the Barbary pirates who flourished during the golden age of piracy. The wealthy caliphs of North Africa, heirs to the throne of Muhammad himself, had vast fleets of well-outfitted pirates, such as Amand, who would rob bountiful trade from wayward Christian infidels. Many Barbary pirates were one-time prisoners and galley slaves who advanced to the upper decks.
I vote for Amand, the Corsair.
A pirate who combined his forces with the Ottoman Empire to control the region from Morocco to Turkey and beyond. His piece of eight is a pewter brandy goblet used by outcast sisters in a Spanish monastery. They was outcasts for a reason, and that reason was Amand the Corsair. The pirate lord of the South China Sea's mantle was passed down to him from his father. The fierce and battle-scarred Cao Feng's name means romantic warrior. The only man he ever risked his life for was Jack Sparrow. Of course, Jack repaid him by stealing the hearts of his twin companions. All those loyal to Cao Feng are required to wear the tattoo of the dragon. The dragon's considered to be benevolent and good luck. Even the name of his ship, the Hai Peng, means flying dragon. With hundreds of ships and thousands of men in the docks and bathhouses of Singapore, he truly is a sleeping giant.
Weapons!
The government of China was always real strict about who they allowed their merchants to trade with, and so they made all their traders settle in certain areas, such as Macau. This made it mighty easy to plunder them on their way in and out of port. He holds one of the great keys to a true pirate mystery, the chart that shows the way to World's End. His piece of eight was made of silk from the famous Silk Road, which Marco Polo traveled, and jade, a traditional Asian gem. It's the Jade Captain's Knot. The little we know of Gentleman Jocard, Lord of the Atlantic Ocean, is that he was an escaped slave who took on the name of his former master. Quite the ladies' man he is. His charming presence clearly masks a sharp and brilliant mind. His home is New Orleans, a port known for its charitable and practical leanings towards piracy. His piece of eight is a tobacco cutter stolen from the plantation on which he was enslaved.
Cut out his tongue!
Some say he took a particular revenge using this very item. Trading between the Arab world and India goes back thousands of years and has always been fruitful. Pirates sailed these waters and preyed on amply laden merchants. The rich ships of the East India Trading Company also ran through these waters, filled to the brim with booty from the Spice Islands and the Orient. Easy prey for pirates. This is where the pirate lord Sri Sumbaji, lord of the Indian Ocean, ruled. Sri Sumbaji surely had his hands in a number of pots, being both a priest and a pirate lord.
Sri Sumbaji proclaimed this all to be folly. Who cares?
He had a man to speak for him, an interpreter, not because he couldn't speak many languages, but to mask his naturally delicate and ladylike voice.
And so, we shall go to war.
His piece of eight is a snuff box made from calf horn.